and one of these two is going home.
Yeah, looking to extend their break by almost an extra week. So maybe a bit more time in the sun, but there's a lot more fun to be had here in Cologne. Kicking this one off with G2 on the T side. A bit of a jump spot over towards Suicide from NiKo here, and Alexi Smoke does bloom in time. The 1x bet odds are favouring the Samurai as the pack is now close doors. Flash forward, Hunter to clear, and mid, that's all theirs.
Okay, that's a lot. The Smoke will continue to force their hand,
coming?
and they are charging into Diha's site. Good shot, Jack's down, and more to come. Hunter committing into the site now. It's solid from the B defense. Spinks does meet Alexi B's Glock. After the first two, Maden's already quick to respond, but all of the jewels go G2's way, and that one falls to Hades. 1 on 3, 1 on 2, and that bomb going down safe. Looking to isolate. They can likely double peek it. It's Alexi and Hunter on that site, and he clicks a lovely second onto Hunter. Making a real round out of this. Alexi trying to play the mind games. If Hades gets the read, gets the timing, this could be quite the clutch to get the confidence going. Smoke out, spots him out, still alive. Time is ticking. Smoke will get a bit sketchy for Alexi once he's down there. Sound and pushing. Hades, this looks good. That is miraculous. And he's been having a tough tournament. First round elimination game in that lower bracket, and he delivers that 3K.
Just as Janko was putting his head on the chopping block right there for ENCE, the defuse comes through in a massive round. That is one way to kick things off for ENCE here. And having your AWP player get confidence on the pistol round, the echoes of that could channel through the remainder of Dust2. A massive round here from Hades.
He deletes NiKo. The second's great onto the second Kovac, and then this one, he pulls Alexi B into the site. And you can see Snappi, he thought he'd lost that one. Sudden contrast of emotions. Hades gives them life. And Orb in the mix. Yeah. That is the benefit of 3 kills on that USP. You've got a scout. I've got an Orb. Modesty immediately taken out. And Alexi B cancels his plans, already foiled and working at a disadvantage on the opening gambit.
Yeah, well, that right there is a massive leg up for ENCE. Not only for the clutch on the pistol, but the AWP out in round number 2, finding impact immediately. It'll stall out any plans they have, and as we know, they've invested here into the rifles. Util is a little bit skimp, so to get past this AWP that could continue to patrol, we've already seen Hades take that mid fight and now rotate back over towards A. G2 are going to have a hard time identifying just where the big green will be lying for the remainder of the round, and well, we still have 1:15 to go as they've been stun-locked by this early purchase.
Yeah, I mean, AWPing on CT side Dust2, right? I mean, that is really a playground for Hades. If he's on the form that he just showed us, he could very well be dictating the play to G2.
Looking to go mid to B here, which is a good call against the AWP. But it could all be a bit of a ruse here. Smoke has bloom towards CT spawn. That will draw the rotation of Maden back over. NiKo now outside long with Util of his own, and Alexi B with one more smoke. It's going to depend on how well placed these are. Extension smoke dropped, and here they come.
Hades racks up another, already fragging hard. 5-0 in the second round. NiKo flanking nicely. Snappi aware and dynamic on the MP9. Brings NiKo half. Hunter as well working low. 20 seconds. Hades knows he's being swung off on, and that's big. Long range on the MP9. Maden contributes. They're running out of options, G2. It's just that AK on Hunter you can hope for, and it does post onto Maden. 10 seconds, they will close in on them, and G2 come up empty on their second round force.
All right, well, impact from the AWPer in the first 2 rounds of play here. Wanting to set the record straight and send G2 home quite quickly is Hades. This is massive from him. The opener at 1:50 seconds on the clock, so immediately G2 have to change their plans, a man down, and then finding traction late as the hit comes through. Everything you want and more for ENCE in the early stages.
Question for you, Chad. What do you think it is? We saw the graph in terms of players, rather Hades in particular, struggling against top 10 opposition. Ooh, not this time. NiKo has already gone down, and Hades again in the feed on the openers. So my question is what do you think separates that? What makes playing against the top 10 teams stop Hades from having and being able to play his game?
I think I tend to have a bit of a nice edge when it comes to talking about ENCE, and I think you really need to consider these names. How many of them do you remember from years ago? Right. If you're a hardcore Counter-Strike fan, sure, you might have seen a couple of them, right? You might have known Maden from the FPX days, or No Chance. Maybe you saw Diha playing back with Aristocracy with Taz. But the question is, how many of them have you seen at the upper echelons of Counter-Strike? They have been ahead of where the progression for this squad should be this year.
So you would attribute it to catching up?
I think that experience against the big names on LAN, right? We were talking about going from online to LAN and how that needed to be a transition. Well, that's the same for these players here as well. Maybe not Snappi, right? But for Spinks coming from Israel, right? Some of the younger names like Diha and Hades want a bit more experience, especially on stages or bigger matches. And that's normally where you go toe-to-toe with top 10 teams.
And with the way this Counter-Strike game that we all know and love works, it is those small details, that second's hesitation, that doubting yourself or losing the mental. I mean, you know, we all know how quickly mental has an influence on your gameplay.
And we do see it with Hades. We caught it during the match yesterday, I believe it was, right? The frustration is starting to brew as it really wasn't going their way. So the fact that we know that those little side effects still exist, that's something that they can iron out with a bit more experience. Now, this team hasn't been able to get the absolute most practice in the recent times because they've been on the run. Spinks was unable to make it to the States. Last time these two teams faced, Snacks was standing in. So there's a lot of bits and bobs. I think right now this ENCE team is probably a bit exhausted. And if there's anything left in the tank, now would be the time to do it here at Cologne, end of the season. Give yourself the relaxing break that you're looking for. But m0NESY now bringing out the AWP. First 3 rounds have been dispatched, and we need to see this kid step up if G2 want any chance of continuing here.
Yeah, he's already on the radar of the analyst desk. He was absent, right? That's how they described it. Absent in their opening. And you can't afford to have a missing m0NESY when you are in your, could be your last best of 3 of Cologne.
Well, I think when you remember where they were this time last year, that might really put the spotlight on how the team is feeling right here, right now. 4 players congregating in the upper tunnels, plenty of util left, and a lot of time on the clock as a flash comes forward and space has been taken. Not the default that Mahone highlighted, something a little bit different, which is telling that it might be a finish towards the B-bomb site relatively quickly. The defense split in the standard 2-3 configuration as NiKo and Alexia are working on patrolling and controlling this mid territory. Short taken.
Very clear intent. NiKo just to ensure information is not being sought after early by ENCE. I say that, Snappi is having a look long doors.
Yeah, one of the positives right now is if they do head towards B, they might be able to stretch their legs out mid to B. There's nobody too close besides Spinks here, but maden has held on to an incendiary here. That is going to be important.
Oh, it's like an early commit here on G2. Repelled by the flame, it's NiKo who's going to be first contact, but well timed on Spinks' frag. Lays NiKo to rest. Diha as well contributing. It's one back. It's Spinks doing a lot for ENCE here. Quick shot, quick as anything. 3 out of the AK-47, 4 in total. And that's Spinks in the server. So Hades is here, Spinks is here. G2 have something to fear.
And we had some Spinks moments as well. Remember the nuke, the turret top of heart, that was beautiful. And this maybe wants to rival that. Clinical with these shots here. Loving the low ping is Spinks. I'm sure this is what he used to dream about playing at home. And now the chance for this superstar to ply his trade in an elimination match 4-0 to ENCE to kick things off.
Sometimes it must feel like he's playing offline with bots. Just that 0 ping vibe. 4-0 to start, and on the CT side, no less, it's G2's pick, and ENCE running with that CT start. What is going on back there?
Well, that would be the secondary stream, the B stream going on right now.
It sounds like something crazy has happened in back-to-back rounds.
Well, we've got Movistar Riders taking on Vitality, so maybe exactly that. Mopos in the server, anything's possible. But double AWPs applied for ENCE. So a different look to deal with now for G2 with just these pistols and the scout upgrade for Alexi. 3 smokes, map control is theirs. ENCE have no dramas giving over mid and short control. Take it, do it. We want you to execute, we want you to come our way. As they look to stretch their legs now towards A. Hades to receive yet again. AWP, same place, same time. Ready to shut this one down.
Might be the same result. Hard to track, wide swing. NiKo takes it just with his body. No util to support him and just gets across the line. Next step, good flashes. It should facilitate a plant. Contesting on that CT ramp was maden and Spinks. They could boost for this. The molly will make things awkward. Hot at the toes as Hades does rattle one off. Connecting onto Jax. Flash and go, that's the strat. A retake onto the A site. They have the advantage with the weapons, but they need the numbers and they start to fall in the favor of ENCE. Nothing to be done here. Hunter low and bomb to be defused. The only threat really short. They have a smoke on Hades. We should just see that defuse come in.
Yeah, Hunter's gone walkabout here. He's going to just try and hold on to that armor over towards T-spawn. And they will be upgrading. There's plenty of cash. But one of the biggest issues so far, if you haven't been keeping track, is ENCE have grabbed every single opening frag in their favor in the first 5 rounds. So that tune needs to change immediately. This is the T side of Dust2. It's where you want your riflers with good spawns to take space, maybe get you out long. maybe even a biffed down cat if we want to go retro with it, or the Orb of Monacy to be set up to take a duel. And he has two opportunities to go head-to-head. Dia with the secondary Orb, or Hades is the primary. A prime little targets for Monacy to find here. Okay.
That's a nice one. D is the one to connect and knock the shoes off of Alexi B. His gaming plimp souls have been removed.
That's rough to start the round here with a leg shot, right? Again, early in the round, a lot of damage done, space taken yet again, but this has been the same story round after round so far for G2. Really struggling to get off the mark here. You know that they can have weaknesses in their map pool, but you traditionally think that's going to come with Vertigo or Ancient. And, well, flashed off, stepped in. Jax goes down to Maden. Perfect. They net this one up.
Really, really nice example of what we talk about. You either stack up on short, stack up on long, forgo the other. It's Hades that swings back to check it. Now, that is Alexi B hiding in wait, but he doesn't really have the health for a duel like that.
Pretty even duel with him and Maden over towards long if it was to go down. And
NiKo's gone. He was healthy as well. Problems for G2, Chad.
Massive issues here. Monacy yet to find a kill. Sure, he found a tag there with the orb, but hasn't connected anything lethal just yet. Flashed off.
Flash. Hunter builds G2 back into this round. This one feels necessary. Maden, fast flank. They may not be ready for it. Hidden from plain sight behind the doors.
For now.
Oh, Alexi. Quick headshot on the low HP, no less. Second kill for the Finn. 3-on-3, and he heard
that, yeah.
Ooh, Hunter's pulled them right back in.
But it's Hades here to try and stall this out. Spinks on B, Hades on A. Pick your poison, G2. You've got 20 seconds to do so.
I like this from Spinks. With the time so light, it may be a lazy clear. And he hears them coming. Bomb now loose. He gets them both. Spinks, the demon on this B site. Time for Monacy to start fragging. There's one. Time as well. He could come up clutch. Hades had one. Now it's Monacy's turn. And in fact, against the man himself. 8-0 right now. Will Monacy topple him with his second contribution? Lovely angle he's managed to find. And ooh, a question of whether or not he commits. Just didn't catch a whiff of him. Kit present. No rush right now for Hades. Monacy thinking it through. Same dynamic, and there you have it. Another clutch for Hades. Not bad. .jpeg. You can see he is happy with that. 6-0 for ENCE off the break.
Yeah, shrugs it off right there. Tough one for Monacy to try and clutch that one out. The fact that he gets on the board, a positive, sure, but continuing to look great in the clutch is Hades here, and helped out by this double kill from Spinks. Fantastic work, great positioning, shuts it down before it gets too out of control, and Hades just has to connect the dots right there. Snappi looking real happy today as a timeout has been called from G2. This is slow out the gates. This is very slow stuff, and Xtaz here, the coach of G2, sure, he has a couple of choice words to say right now. Still, no opening frags. Maybe a pace change necessary here to try and get them into the game, and on a map like Dust2, that can be facilitated with spawns.
Well, and that was my question. Is Dust2 in the pool right now the only or the most, like, T options limited by spawns or determined by spawns? Is there another map that falls in that category?
Determined, I would say. A lot of teams would, once they get the spawns for long, take them more often than not. Whereas we're maybe not having that same discussion unless it's Ancient with a good mid spawn to try and set config up as one of those examples here. But Dust2, long doors. But here's the thing, if you're ENCE, wouldn't you be expecting this pace change to come through now? So maybe some doubt for Alexi in the call. Honestly, gives away that the AWP is in play, and boost over. He saw the noggin right there. The head has been spotted.
They're coming to Spinks, and Spinks is on long this time. ENCE keeping it fresh, keeping it frisky. They've conceded long and start to retool.
Well, we saw from Mahone the type of attack that G2 like to do once they have the control. Let's see if they stick to that or opt for something a little bit more traditional here, and how ENCE respond.
ENCE are staying so dynamic, elastic. They've swapped Spinks back over to B, back over to A, boosting now on the elevator. Maden to short. They'll have a 3-man short setup with Hades to take that first contact.
And the key for me is the fact they have 5 HE grenades still. So if they allow G2 to cross long, that's not a problem. You can use all of that utility to bog them down in the site and deny the plant. So as this time starts to melt away, G2 think it's in their favor. But with the stoic utility usage from ENCE here, this could be fantastic.
CT smoke, they want to rot the clock. Snappi keeps him in line. Full magazine sprayed through the smoke. He just wants to chip anyone at the forefront of the pack. They do return fire, takes a bit of damage, and look at this util. ENCE know exactly what's up. They're not overthinking it, not overcomplicating it. Maden's going to have a divider smoke ready in his hands to drop and play around. You can see he's lining up now. And here comes the commit. Maden's going to be a problem for them, as will those nades. Hunter trying to keep himself alive, but Maden dancing around that smoke. He's got a lovely bit of cover. It's Not bulletproof though, but that doesn't matter. Finally falls to the flames of Alexi. 15 and counting as the bomb's going in. No nades arrive. All used prior, and now it's m0NESY doesn't catch the flash. Should have.
Oh no!
Should have Hades dead to rights, and now it falls apart. Jax has to save him. He's got the first of the clutch. 2 more advancing towards him. The Frenchman under a lot of scrutiny now, and Hades not missing a beat, not missing a shot. It's the Poles unified for the 7th. 7 in a row, Chad, to start proceedings off on this first map. I think we might need another timeout.
Yeah, this is spectacular stuff here. Fantastic work. And even had the tell there of the flash coming over the top, so m0NESY knew that something was coming. But the fact that Hades picks this one up, he is not willing to die, not willing to go down. Absolutely running away with things here, Hades. And that message from Janko to Natu, I'm sure Natu has got a big smile on his face right here, right now, because things continue to go in the favor of the Polish AWPer.
Yeah, if he can hold on to this, if he can put this in a bottle, this is the Hades we wanted to see.
More dynamic Counter-Strike. This time Spinks onto the secondary AWP. D-Heart out with the spawn towards long. Molly comes in, but they're ahead of it, and he's going to get one completely blind. m0NESY goes down. That's the AWP in the bin one more time.
Yeah, it's going to be Alexi B to try and bail them out, but m0NESY again an opening death, and it's NiKo who picks it up and does better. Only the first, though. He does miss one through the hip. Snappi could get them all. It's too easy for the Dane now. And G2 left scratching their heads, completely divided now in a 2v3.
Well, here's the conversation as Spinks is about to push into tunnels. If he takes out Hunter, they know that the defaulter, it's a shot through the wall. The connection not there and denied any space. So if there was a chance for this round, that kill for Hunter felt like it was mandatory. You can see the USP crosshair completely in the right spot, but the trigger not pulled as doubting himself, Hunter does regroup now with Jax. A minute on the clock, and this would be a great 2v3 situation to breathe some life into G2's T side.
Yeah, but they'd trade one of those mollies for a smoke, wouldn't they? No opportunity to obscure view of the remaining 3, and Hades has this cross on Xbox. He can jump, you can strafe, but he will have a shot, and it's too easy. Jax just dry across, and Hades will collect. Your hate means nothing to him. He's seen what you cheer for. 8-0, Hades does not die. G2, 3.4, they got peanuts now. It is not pretty, and this shot as well, I thought he was going to run him down. He thinks better of it. I guess he assumes there may be someone with a rifle as well. I was surprised to see Hunter not hunt.
I was just really taking in the camera there of Alexi, just quiet. m0NESY looking as well, and nothing. There is just nothing going for G2 here. I think we've seen Hades miss one shot, right? He's been in the clutch twice, won both of them. Impactful throughout, and maden, the aggression's here. He's going to take a fight, gets away in time, and guess what? There's more help where that came from. Hades and D-Heart buddying up behind maden here to push back any invaders towards middle, and even deny upper tunnels with some choice utility.
Charging, D-Heart alone. 13 bullets, still enough. Needs another headshot, does go down again. Alexi's util strong. They have the site, a best opportunity we've seen from them. An afterplant now, weapon retrieved as well. Hunter armored, and yeah, what are they doing over there? NiKo.
Around the world maneuver here. It looked like the Spinks just considered it for a moment, but if they quickly get a move on and they start retaking, they have a number advantage here, ENCE.
They don't know it. He's still considering that potential for a late arrival, but you gotta pick up the pace soon. NiKo through CT, they're not. Oh, yeah.
Deagle in the back.
Oh, great shot. No react, and Hunter and his cousin work it out for G2's first. Into the B site, no less, and that is just a little bit of life. That was on a half buy, no less. Putting the first round on the board, proving to yourselves you got it in you.
Might do wonders here because, as we mentioned, there's been a couple of clutches and a couple of closer rounds with the bomb going down, but this is a great one. As I said, Deagle in the back. Well, maden is going to give his head on over there to NiKo, who grabs 1 and 2 for Hunter, with Alexi B finishing it off, and Jax trying to get the boys fired up because now they could break into this map. Cash low already for ENCE, and well, that's probably the reason that Saw, the big boss, wants to take a bit of a timeout here just to talk through the importance of this round. An 8-0 start, 8-1 now, and a chance for that all to slip and slide away if they lose a consecutive.
And he knows as well as we do, as well as everyone at home, that this team is fragile at times. If you suddenly see that 8-1 become an 8-5, an 8-6, we end up 8-7, that could break, and that's so desperately want to avoid that. If you consider ENCE with a strong start here, they've got to keep the mental strong. This is G2's pick. You've got Ancient next. I mean, there is a red carpet starting to be rolled out. If they can hold on to this momentum and keep m0NESY silent. dead silent. 1 and 8 as it stands, 16 average damage per round. They have got this young gun and superstar looking a little less bright.
Oh, looks like they want to target the B-bomb side again. We've already seen this as part of the game plan. Bomb on Alexi already heading back over, and we can see Spinks up close and personal, trained, ready to punish anyone who pokes a shoulder out. NiKo close mid doors, the duel against maden, and well, steps around the corner. Great shot from NiKo, but Spinks gets 2. He's shutting this down all on his lonesome.
How does he get so many of these doubles? Where most would get 1, Spinks gets 2 at a minimum. Should spread, should spread. What in God's name is that? Spinks gets to hide in plain sight. It may go uncleared if he does stick around if they were to commit, but time has passed, no commitment yet out of G2. They are heading back to the site they just had success upon. Oh, what? Spinks with a 3rd. m0NESY frustrated. G2 motivated, 50 seconds on the cross. Good flash, will get through. NiKo for the re-smoke. They do want to get that bomb down, but the rotates in and they know it. It's not going to be easy for Alexi, and he doesn't have any help. He's just got to do this on his own. 3, breathing down his neck as NiKo goes for the hero play. Live if you can, Alexi. They're chasing him down. They can't find NiKo. They'll surely work it out. It's too quiet. It's too quiet. Hades will have a glow. Ooh, have a look. NiKo's caught him. The one-on-one. Snappi doesn't go for the defuse, and so NiKo can fake it out. Big round. Don't forget the finances here. ENCE counting on their leader to close here. Throws his deagle through the door. Snappi fakes it out, working it out. NiKo's playing a very smart game of counter here. Snappi goes for it, and his back is exposed. NiKo's played it to perfection and pulls G2's 2nd consecutive. And that will break ENCE. That should be set for another.
Opening and closing this round here from NiKo. That one feels like it needs a bit of a golf right? Because it was masterful there. Just how he was using sound cues alone to toy with Snappi in that 1-on-2 situation. Didn't look like he had the timing. Looked like he had done a bit of a Yakinda in that situation, but was able to get there just in time to put doubt into the minds of ENCE and doubt into the finances, as they will have to force into this. Double scouts, deagles alongside, and there you go. m0NESY gets 1, but an immediate exchange as Spinks is going to put his head on the wall.
Yeah, celebrations cancelled immediately. ENCE push their chips into the center of the table. It's still just deagles, but taking the AWP out is a good start.
Yeah, you're going to be happy with that, because if somebody else oversteps and maybe Snappi gets the kill on Jax towards long and AK picked up, and more question marks for G2 in a round like this. Was a heavy presence towards B, and Snappi patrolling the doors doesn't see a whole lot, but defaulters don't always poke their head out, and on the timing, Jax will slink back. Flash towards mid,
wow,
to
Snappi,
spamming. Yeah, this is, but he has to, because they need some information, right? It's just sound cues here. maden has a scout over towards A. This is great. Snappi has long lockdown, but realistically in this situation, it's all on maden unless Dihar goes for a crazy push of his own.
It would be the right window to go for it, and there you have it. So they're actually going to sweep back through. Alexi has that Mag 10, and there's a reason he went back for it. Nice deal back. That's the bomb on the floor, and maden does have a lot on his plate here, just a scout. 30 seconds as they flash off mid. Snappi not going to be exposed, but the bomb retrieved. Close quarters and not checking his tunnels. It's a free frag for NiKo. Set for a 3rd now, as Snappi's the only real contributor, and it stabilizes into Hunter. Pops his head clean off, and maden might be there to catch him on the way in.
They can smoke doors here, and they've done it the safe way. Need to make sure they don't step before it blooms. Time might be an issue. Overstepping the mark. The tags come through, and the deagle hasn't connected. They're in.
One low, though. Jax at 30. Some Hail Marys through the door.
They're going to push.
What the hell? maden's going straight into the smoke and waiting. Sprayed down now. Snappi needs something. Doesn't have the health. A 1v2. NiKo tidies up, and G2 starting to make a T-side out of this. A late resuscitation out of this international roster.
Yeah, recovery here, name of the game, because ENCE will have to stomach an eco, or if they're crazy, which we know they are, go for another 4-spy. This was m0NESY getting Hades on the cross, and then Spinks pinning him to that back wall. So a nice 1-for-1. Fireworks immediately in a round like this, and we'll get it from both POVs. Spinks, I think, is a little bit more spectacular because it was through the doors, but m0NESY's reactions were quicker.
Get you a boy like Spinks. He does it all. He can do it all. Aggression. Name of the game. Little investment. And expecting the same. It's Alexi that will post up.
Yeah, they might just want to posture here and wait this one out. Dihar's gone back to address lower dark, and Spinks is close mid doors as well. So very mid-centric setup as The hinge smoke is about to land. They will have to push ahead of it if they want to help Maden here.
Hard track, well dealt with. Alexi lives on as anticipating some attempts back.
You can see the hinge smoke immediately segregated any of that aggression, right? There was not a chance to really help him out because they come top, mid, and lower dark simultaneously. As again, I'm sure you at home can hear this through the mics. It sounds like B-Stream for Movistar Riders have identified those screams.
Right.
Things must be going quite well.
Yeah, those sound like Spanish screams, I was going to say.
But if you're not up to date on what the context of that matchup is, winner of that game is in the Lanxess Arena. That is a dream for anybody from the Movistar Riders lineup. I got it straight from the horse's mouth of Mopos just the other day.
Good shot. NiKo's definitely present here in this game. Do or die. Early doors for G2 and ENCE.
And the funny fact is, one of them will be joining Heroic. Another name was on the tip of everybody's tongue for a potential deep run in this event. Coming into the last event of the season, it felt like an event that was wide open. You had Na'Vi and FaZe at the top of the totem pole, but everybody else was a bit more of a, I don't want to say question mark, right? Everybody has the potential. There was a storyline around a bunch of different teams. You got Cloud9, Heroic, NIP, G2,
Big
ENCE, Vitality, right? Yeah, sure, big if you're Maui Snake, but...
Four rounds sounds a whole lot better than 0, which is where they were 4 rounds ago. m0NESY, good to get some confidence boosting, getting a second frag there.
Well, we can hear the yells, but we will actually have an opportunity to check in with what's going on in that B stream right now, just so we can bring everybody up to date if you are interested. It is a best of 3 between Vitality and Movistar Riders. First map is Mirage, and well, with the CT start from the Riders, you can see this is Vitality's choice.
I can't believe, I mean, Sun Pius's consistency in these last 2 months has been very, very remarkable. He's doing it now, again, against top-tier opposition. We had that discussion just now about Hades and his performance against top 10 teams. Sun Pius does not seem to have been bitten by that same bug.
Yeah, well, this is one of the conversations around Movistar Riders, right? We saw them when they kind of made a bit of a splash last year around the RMRs before the Stockholm Major, and then they kind of dipped off again. But this year, they've been slowly off everybody's radar, simmering back into the conversation. Valencia gave them the confidence, and now we're seeing that come to fruition here in Cologne. Timeout called, another conversation to have, and you can see a lot of talking from Alexi here. This half, they haven't salvaged it just yet, but they're definitely back in it. One more round, 8-5, money again in the bin for ENCE. Yeah, you guys can do the maths. It's looking like G2 are back in this map in a big way.
Boosting short, interested to see what that goes and leads to. It's Maden taking it. With the help of Diha. Secondary AWPing now on the pole. Intention out long. Hades, the housekeeper.
They should have a good idea that something likely going on at short because they get long control for free without any resistance. So Hades flashed off, confirms what they already knew, and Alexi will tell them short has been taken. But this push from Spinx here is devilish. He has a chance right now to pants Alexi, who will have no idea that anybody is hot on his tails. Now, whether or not Spinx finds the kill, he'll find the information. That'll free Snappi up for a rotation, but they're already coming towards long. Clear intent here to do this quick.
Yeah, Hades not going to be able to contribute much. A tiny gap. He could maybe find something. It's starting to become bigger and bigger. Just the knees. Oh, he's let it go. 3 of them, but he reads the boost. Knocks Hunter off of his perch. NiKo hiding in plain sight behind the car. It's Snappi as well, straight through the window. And they're running out of opportunities now, G2. Look at the ground they've got. Sure, you can have long, says ENCE. You can have it. We're not going to let you pass this line
Spinx has got
in
this.
the sand.
Alexi's done.
And Spinx have traded places.
Oh, the timing,
the timing. And now Diha doesn't know. We need that back. And Spinx saves the day on that one. Light on time, light on options, and it's light on players. G2 running out, just Jax. No hope here. ENCE do weather the storm of the long take.
Oh, that's a crispy one there from Jax. We know his aim's on point, but he's only got 14 seconds to work with now, and looks like he wants to retain the AWP. They should oblige, as he's around the corner and nobody will be able to run him down in time. So that will be the 9th round, and breaking the streak, the 4 consecutive from G2 now. ENCE will post their first in a while and pick up double AWPs to carry through. So a clear part of their game plan here is this double AWP setup. Remember, G2 got this one rolling with a light pistol investment and an explosion on towards the B site with the clutch out. Now, we also had NiKo coming through with some impact as well. And that's what you want to see from your superstar who's Wow, on 11 kills, tied with Hunter and Alexi. Let's see if the AWP can zap one out of the server quickly again. Smoked off, don't want to risk it. Maden in towards lower, cheeky.
NiKo knows. Maden does not.
Gray screen.
Tap, one kill. NiKo executes Maden. No resistance on the G2 opening. m0NESY could extend this here. Diha managing his angles well, but m0NESY's got him dead to rights. We do see him build upon it.
Clean start to this round. And the conversion should come with it. So much time, so much util, and 2 fantastic openings. Your Star Rifler and your AWP.
Wow, Hades has done a lot with that incendiary. It doesn't look like it, but the fact that they just were flashing for long doors control, he might slow them down on their clears as well, expecting someone to still be there.
This is an awkward push that he's in right now because NiKo already has short control, so he likely has to stay scoped up as he creeps forward. NiKo might just bop him away with a tap here, or the AWP could be quicker to the draw, and there it is. Hades draws one back. That's going to alleviate a lot of pressure, but Jax has just applied a whole lot more.
Yeah, Spinks is going to hurry over there, but there is potential flank as well. These AWPs are not ready for this. And Spinks, another tap to the back of the head from the Kovac. It's Hunter to finish with Flourish. 5 for G2, 6 sounds great.
And could even be on the cards here because you can see Snappi and Hades, they have the high end here of just over that 4K mark. Everybody else a little bit under. So a couple of missions into the buy here for round number 15. MP9's looking like the weapon of choice for Maden and Spinks, and Diha operating with a scout. Now, this was great from NiKo, right? A risky maneuver to run down mid that quickly, but he gets on the tail of Maden there, finds the opening and sets m0NESY up to find the second.
God, Dust2. The only map where you're seeing fights like that. Still, nothing comes through. On those initial attempts, m0NESY giving us a demonstration of the pixel lineup.
This is old news, mate.
Yeah, you got to see the new wave. You got to throw it from long doors. Hades, he really just wants blood and not going to be allowed. NiKo revokes his permit. Uh-oh, Snappi's got a bit of a misjudged nade there. And they're already sweeping in. NiKo has had enough. He already has the 6th in his mind. It is just a question of making it a reality. SMG is really not the weapon for this, and everyone we cut to just gets completely decimated by the taps of these AK-47s. It's Diha that's made a different bit of a change of conversation. It would all have to be all Diha now. m0NESY does miss his first. They're just going to group up. NiKo decides he'll take the first fight. Spotted out again. They have to come to him. Full blind, finds cover, knows he has the bomb in his control. So it is still a bit awkward for G2. Using their nades, dumping them. Trajectory implies Hunter CT. Diha's managing his angles well. Worried about long, but goes wide for Hunter. Oh, tip of the head, shining is enough. It's 9 for ENCE, 6 G2, a recovered half considering the 8-1 scoreline. 6
of the last 7 in the favor of G2 here. They are back in this game, their map choice, and they needed to be. A great start from Hades. Let's see if he can bring the early game into the late game as we return after the break.
You can maybe go and hold long instantly, Oleg.
I want to do Stout Hunter.
Under? Okay.
I haven't been there yet.
You can do it, it's good.
I will smoke the molly, man.
Okay. I'm holding flash if they do double molly first. Did they do double molly?
Took shot again, I think.
I'm under the slide, okay? They nade me.
They might took shot again.
Yeah, they did.
I can molly balloons and flash.
Yeah, wait. Molly it now.
Nothing. I can flash.
Flash.
Flashing in front of you. Tank.
ENCE and Snappi desperately trying to come up with a solution. This time it's a triple boost to Pure and towards short water.
I'll smoke.
They smoke monster.
Yeah, they smoke monster.
I smoke toilets now.
13 to 11, 2-round lead for FaZe.
We go into Vindigo now, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah, but they have shot, so it will be a bit out.
They have short.
spam either direction or make a movement toward either side. He could react to it, but he knows there's a timer. He's backed off, goes safely toward the site.
You can also just search monster. That's also fine. If you cannot take short, just search monster, boys.
Be on the right side, yeah.
It can be
Moving in
offshore.
now.
Let's come late, Pavel.
Just hold our rain, we will clear right.
Hold on. I'm playing late for. We smoke banana. We smoke
Yeah,
banana.
I'm doing the flash now.
Go short. They're going back. They're rotating B,
Don't
boys.
see shot.
Look
On
at me.
ABC,
Triple
ABC.
boost, triple boost. He did push or something. Yeah.
Full blind.
Water,
Full blind.
That smoke, the one we just saw in front of Kerrigan, saves them, but Twist goes above and beyond.
And move back side.
Bomb going down, despite the awkwardness and the chaos within the site that it was about to ensue inevitably.
Have an op.
One more somewhere around.
Planting.
Should be water.
Desperate to try and get that bomb down once more. Rob's gonna take the same approach, saved by Hades.
Looking at the
2v1.
Take a shot, Pavel.
Hold the water.
How it's favored, how it's switched, how he spotted. Nice shot back onto Dia. Rain tag to 19. And Hades, who's clutched out a one-on-one already versus Twist, has to do the same on Rain.
Nice on it!
We're back into game, and it sounds like Movi might have just finished theirs. That was a loud roar from the second stream. Vitality and Movistar Riders over on ESL_CSGO B. You are here for ENCE G2, and G2 back in the game. They do recover after a very slow start here on their map pick. We've got ENCE up 9-6, swapping sides to the offense. G2 taking to that defense, and we do see another Julie. I don't know if I've seen many CT pistols without one.
Felt more often than not, hasn't it? And Hunter, equipped with those, has the best spawn right now, either to lock down B or maybe even to try and cheek his way in towards that lower dark position. Looks like the latter here. Hold up a second. That's a goosh from NiKo out the gates. And yeah, Hunter will be able to slip in towards lower dark. Monacy aggressive on catwalk as well. And the 1x bet odds just favoring ENCE here.
Yeah, they've got a little smaller, I believe.
The spread on the setup here is U2 towards B is all the ruse. They're trying to come up catwalk with misdirection here. Monacy will take a fight, and that's an easy one. Thank you very much, NiKo. A connection to the body, but a goosh of his own, and now Hunter activates.
You'd think so. Yeah. Delete Spinks.
They're out long. Long's been given up.
ENCE have taken the perfect avenue.
It was a
to the
double
side.
fake. They faked B, ran up cat, and then just went long into A. So the bomb goes down. That's fantastic. And now it's a 3-on-4 retake of this A bomb site.
P250 on D here. It does level the odds against those USPs at range. He'd like to take some engagements now, and Hunter with the Julie is quite the opposite, but still manages to whittle away at his health pool.
I don't see a kit.
And that means that time ticks ever favoring ENCE. Despite the man disadvantage, starting to group up now. This is going to be very hard to weather. It's up to Snappi as well on site. Hunter, no resistance, and back to turn. This is well handled by G2. Hades does not have the perfect weapon for a tap into the back of the 10-second defuse. And there you have it. Hunter and Jax, a pair of frags apiece. G2 up with the C2 pistol.
Only just, Alex. That was a very, very close defuse right there. Very, very close defuse coming through, but that's one way to wipe the slate clean. And fantastic work. It all started with the goosh in suicide, right? I thought that the strategy from ENCE was good to get the bomb down at least, but they sacrificed a lot. But we know that they love a good force by here, so let's see if they want to keep with that. This is how close to the defuse we're getting.
Look,
very, very close, isn't it?
Oh, I mean, if miraculously we do see him knocked off of that bomb, that would be quite the clutch long range from Long with a Glock. Instead, you say fourth, not this time.
Yeah, curious, isn't it? So upgrade from Spinks, and the same can be said for Snappi here. Maden just into a Deagle alongside a D-Heart, and Hades wants to get the AWP out in the next. So a couple of kills, another plant would be fantastic. If they can force G2 into a couple of rebuys, this could be nice from ENCE. And immediately, off the back of the scout presence, they've already gotten this short control. So if you're looking for an early fight, NiKo and Monacy could be name of the game. I think Movi want to let everybody know they're not to be slept on anymore. They took Vitality down earlier within the play-ins just to get to the group stage, and now looking to take down Vitality again to get to the arena. Good that we get updates for free. We don't have to check anywhere, apparently, just the audibles.
I mean, you can just imagine. Oh, dopamine especially now. D has got NiKo down and dead.
I'm a little bit worried.
Yeah, it's potentially could slip away. He does put one into the wings of m0NESY. Hades, a bit of a team kill. He's just put down their best bet. Closing the gaps. It's Alexi that catches flak. A big one from Spinks back. And Spinks is not done. 2. Quick succession on that Deeg. And now it's getting really problematic. Runs him over. Spinks flattens 3 members of G2.
And Jax is low.
So far away, Chad. Coming in long. Spinks already got his number. Oh, he's so good. Spinks, once again, crispy on the low ping. 4 kills with his Desert Eagle, and he gives ENCE a whole lot of space. Let's see that again.
This is even Hades trying to help them out here with the TK in the back of Diha, but this is great from Spinks, right? Just chasing them down with
it looks
the
so
Deagle here on
easy
the
on his
third.
POV.
Yeah, and he knows the body shot's more than enough, and well, headshot for good measure there onto the already low Jax. That one is going to rub salt in the wound. Bit of a lobotomy right there, pulling the brains out through the nose. G2, great round.
Exchanged.
Yeah, well,
he's not going to be re-peeking.
That was a low buy. Like, Hades was going to have the AWP in this round anyway. Now we make sure that he gets armor behind it and full utility. So thank you very much, Spinks. I'll take that every day of the week. And the force buyback from G2, this is going to make this CT half extremely brittle if they lose right now.
Maden lining up for Xbox. Long taken, or given, depending on your perspective.
Honestly, he's not in the right place at the moment with the scout. He can rotate back in time, and we saw what Yukindo did yesterday alongside of OC from top of A. So they'd love to get him boosted up, and you can see here with the sight camera that Alexi will be the stool. The biggest worry right now for G2 is the sheer amount of utility that ENCE have for a round like this. Normally, in the early stages...
Wow, that is lightning fast. m0NESY. Oh, m0NESY starting to happen. G2, they did not have much, just some pennies from the back of the sofa, but the scout is there. The Deagles are too. NiKo with his signature Deagle Blaze. Can he finish what m0NESY started? Doesn't get checked. Maden snaps in. They have the sight now. They can slow it down, and those aggressions are cancelled. Hunter and no armor 5-7. Destined for an 11th now. And Snappi, not known to be an AWPer, but equipped with it, looking to ensure safe passage of Hades' weapon into the next. Will be secured.
4 for Maden. And that right there, you might say, yeah, it was just against pistols and a scout. That is a very important 4 kills because they were already down 2. Check this out one more time. It happened quick as you like. I didn't even see m0NESY stepping out, but he just made those look absolutely beautiful. And yeah, I'm thinking the same thing, Hades. You have no chance there to even fire back, but Maden did. Takes down m0NESY, mops up NiKo, and then the subsequent kills coming his way. A great job, and people might not be highlighting them as the most impactful kills, but I tell you, they are. Yeah, that's forced them onto Eco. That's worth 2 rounds.
And you could just theorycraft, right? He doesn't catch NiKo in that smoke. You know how badly that can end for you. And very, very quick into the site, leaping into USPs. He's made space, but it's getting a little awkward run back into the safety of Dark. Okay, time to rework this. Why is this so threatening? He's hit another couple on the drive-by doors. They do want to use their strength in numbers. A shot into Alexi through those doors. Safe from the flash. Oh, 2 for 1 special. He hits it on the doors as well.
I'll take that.
Hades definitely on his A game today.
And Maden should get the final kill here. Jax, you've got the Mac 10, but you're locked in right now. If he's heard those steps, he can at least stay trained in the right direction, but that was beautiful work.
Yeah, 12 now already for ENCE, and I mean, our first map starting to come to a close. I imagine the same could be said for that B stream.
All right, well, we'll take a little bit of a look again. Oh, jeez. That's 15-4.
Wow.
That is 15-4.
And I'm just gonna it needs to be said, I know it's on your screens, but Sunpius, Davigi, Alex Deaths, and Mopos are 15-4 up for a spot in the Lanxess against half of Astralis and half of Vitality.
Yeah, that's one way to frame it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Zywood, back-to-back best player in the world.
I mean, this is the 2022 Counter-Strike story, and it has so many twists and turns yet.
Did anybody have Movistar Riders getting to the Lanxess Arena? Other than Norse. That is absurd. We'll still have to get through a whole other map here.
Definitely.
We'll calm it down, but this is very impressive. Well, first gun round. For m0NESY, Org for Jax, Light Yuta with 1:20 left on the clock here, and just a bit of a default spread for ENCE. They're not in a rush. Want to keep this tournament life alive.
Spinks 21 and counting. It's quite the KD. Flash over the top. Space taken, no reaction out of G2. They've opted for long as opposed to the short side hold. It's going to mean m0NESY's going to be posting up on Car. It's his responsibility, and the smokes have just landed.
Yeah, well, because m0NESY is on his own and NiKo's towards CT spawn, it's more likely he'll take a shot and fall and play a retake A setup. So if ENCE stick to their guns, which is looking very likely to be this execute on towards A, they should, at a minimum, get the bomb down.
He's taken thousands of this exact angle. Whoa, Snappi brings the fight to them. Bit of a mess out of that one. And m0NESY's caught maden on the cross as well. It's all G2. Trying to put something down range. NiKo staying dynamic though. Does elevate over that CT smoke. And Hades now just looking to maintain his AWP. So G2 show that they're not giving up without a fight. This will close that deficit to just 4.
And well handled, all things considered, because as far as I saw it, it looked like they were going to finish towards A. Now, I don't know what Snappi's calling there. You saw him go for the Hail Mary dropping towards spawn. So just misreading the rotation of G2. That's what that comes down to, right? You're expecting something else to be in play. Maybe NiKo towards Goose, maybe NiKo over there helping out m0NESY, but they've read the play. One step ahead in a round like this, a G2, but they're going to need 4 more rounds to level things up to 12-12. A mountain to climb.
Xtas willing his boys into another CT round. Saw the same.
Oh, and a timeout called here. So opportunity for the coaches to have that powwow.
Yeah, ENCE are being very efficient with their timeouts. You'll rarely see them at the end of a map not utilizing all 4 given to them. And it's Soar's opportunity is Soar using it. Not often, you know, sometimes you see an in-game leader call for it for them. But yeah, this is a coach just trying to make sure his boys can find them 4 remaining.
I was talking to Snappi and Soar the other day, having a bit of a coaching insight, and Snappi was talking about it hasn't happened yet. The Soar tapped him on the shoulder and said, let's have a timeout, and he's disagreed with that comment, right? So they have a clear structure of hierarchy here of how the brain trust wants to get things done. A lot of trust between the two and the rest of the team, and that's why ENCE have been having so much success this year. Now, whether or not it's for the trophies, it's elevating players. Maybe elevating ourselves towards long here. Got a couple of good spawns as Hades drops down, a couple on the plate, and has spotted the cross. So aware that lower dark is a possibility, but long under their remit early.
Yeah, he's out. Blue bin Molotov though. Nice utility usage. It kind of nullifies the CT's voicing concerns early. NiKo's being cheeky, goes up over the Xbox smoke.
This is nice to call mid-clear, so you can almost start hedging the bet that everybody else is out long. Maybe one player holding on towards the B territory, but that's about to be found out now by this scouting party of Hunter and Jax. The pace of this will be the biggest question mark now. As they do get Hades in towards Pit, Spinks to deal with any of the big flanks, and we can see with X-Ray that nobody is obliging for a fight. A flash over, a peek taken.
Is that 2 or 1? Just the 1 smoke. See if they can pull some CT utility out. They still have 2 remaining, so they can do the crisscross should they desire. Waiting for a reaction. G2 have held on, held fast. This line of defense, you can see this short side defense of the long take.
m0NESY's position right now is aided by the fact he still has a smoke, because a molly could head towards the Gandalf position and try and flush him out if he goes for the divider simple one way. But here they come, slow and steady.
You got time. Those smokes, you don't have to immediately go, but that's a nice to delay. You can see they just keep replacing that incendiary. What? Hunter Smoker Vision gets 2, completely blind. Maybe a slither. m0NESY will put the final nail in this round's coffin. There's nothing to be said or done by Spinks and Hades.
Curious if he could have seen something there, right? Because as soon as they crossed, he fired, and as soon as the second crossed, he fired. So either Hunter had a bit of a premonition there, or he definitely caught a whiff of something. Now it's just Hades and Spinks to save, and wow, Jax, does he really want to give this up? Announces his presence, allows them to know, yeah, we know exactly where you are, and the same. So 2 guns saved.
I think Hunter's got those ambient occlusion contact lenses I've been hearing about.
Yeah, let's see if we can catch that one again. Maybe he's got, yeah, okay, there is definitely a gap there. Great replay. Great replay there. So a gap in the smoke, unforced error.
When you're on a team with m0NESY, you're going to know all of the extra tricks.
Yeah, fair enough.
I reckon m0NESY said, if you look at the bush, you can see pixels. Look at the bush.
Okay, well, those saved rifles, let's see what they can get done. The head spotted again from Hades and in towards lower dark. It's not Hunter, it's NiKo.
Nade and fall back. Mahone highlighted it's a Hunter play. Well, NiKo's stolen his thunder there, and will alert them to the potential for aggression into dark. It will slow them down. Snappi and Spink starting their crawl, confirming it's likely clear. The box is still a threat, and good damage actually through the smoke. Alexi chips away at Diha, and he's got a whole belt of util he could not afford to lose.
Yeah, that one sucks a bit there for Diha. Now look, he only has a deagle to wield, so it's not like one of the bigger rifles getting ripped away here. Still in the round, still in the serve up. Setting them up for a bit of mid-presence here. Flash through, no commit off the back. That is just to help usher Snappi up towards the Xbox position. Will eventually manage across, and it's Alexi B on the other side here.
Very audible.
Oh, they're through. That smoke means nothing.
Alexi's nade might, though. Destined for glory, that one. Oh, he is the util damage master. I think he was one of the first to break 1,000 util damage after the nade change here on Dust2.
Well, currently sitting at 63, so has some catching up to do in the next few rounds of play if he wants to try and break those type of records.
And that does give you perspective, right? We're in round 22, he's done 63. He did 1,000.
Well, I think he's done about 100 this round, so let's...
Yeah, CT side's not done, Chad. Yeah, hold on. Hold your horses. It seems like, oh, Alexi's going to rack him up. No one can get past his line. It's just Hades again, last alive, no hope, no health. Alexi B awakens with a quad kill of his own.
All right, looking to see if they can get to the same round streak they had on that TR4 consecutive. They need one more here to match that. This has been 3 in a row right now. 2 with saves behind it, and this time they completely obliterate any weapons that ENCE were hoping to carry on through. Lost bonus during all of that, has been able to build now up to a point of 2,900 in the next, but this is just half by territory. And as we catch it back, Alexi B with a couple of steady shots there does find himself towards the upper end of the scoreboard. 17 kills in total as he gets put on notice here. Snappi with the scout, doing the Apex in-game leader scout special is Snappi, and even connects through the door. AWP down, and an opportunity now.
Very much so, but it does hinge on D here as well. He has to contribute on his Deeg and has been unable to do so. Nothing back, I tell a lie. Maden hits one to the head as we see them cut noise. That's what they're doing, right?
Yeah, well, right now looks like we've had a bit of a server issue here. We're in the Go TV and we've also lost feed. So you can see the players now taking their hands off the keyboard. Now,
this might be one of those, Chad.
I did prepare for this. I did prepare for this. On the aeroplane, as the super nerd that I am, I was going deep within the rule book. So let me just bring it out here. I'm not even joking.
Oh.
Just wanted to be prepared for these situations because I don't like it when I go, oh, let's just wait and see what League Ops says. I went through the rule book. I wanted to make sure that I was up to date. I'm flicking through literal pages here. Give me a second.
Yeah, well, this doesn't happen often. I think I've seen this twice in my professional commentary career, whereby a round takes place and you have very clear damage done.
Okay, now I've paraphrased a lot of this here, but if it's before damage done, the round will be restored. As we know, at least 2 kills happened. So restoring the round is going to be, well...
Not possible.
Yeah, but, well, that's the thing. It likely should be. Hold on, let me keep reading. You do a bit of filling, and I'll do some reading.
I mean, there's no doubt that even though they did have an opening from Snappi's scout, there is no doubt in my mind that G2 still had the advantage financially and equipment-wise.
Here we go. Here we go. Crash equals restore. Match will not be stopped, restored, or replayed if a player was at fault. Well, they weren't at fault because that happened for all of us.
So we'll
right
basically
there.
just roll it back and play it again.
So Monacy didn't die, and Snappi didn't kill him with the scout.
Snappi didn't hit him twice.
Yeah, so it's all good.
Simple enough.
Yeah, the round didn't end. We didn't know which way it was going to go. It's all good. We're just going to start that round from north.
Another go.
All good.
Okay, Match Medic coming through. We'll be ready to get this one back underway. Wow, that does not happen often. Could definitely be a test for the mental, though. You know, you were emerging the game. I saw Maden venting a couple of frustrations. I imagine he probably felt like he had something ahead of him. But, you know.
It's a low buy round and you had 2 kills.
Yeah.
So
exactly. That will be
feeling pretty happy.
It'll certainly be a little bit uncomfortable, or rather frustrating.
My notes, I really have to work on my handwriting here. You can see where I started. It was neat, it was tidy, and then by the end of the flight,
yeah, it's like towards the end of the exam, you know, you've got like 2 more paragraphs and the guy says 5 minutes, you just start scrawling in Arabic instead of English.
Yeah, it gets a bit rough, doesn't it? Do you want to know what happens during technical timeouts?
What do you mean?
Well, you can't communicate at all. No comms during tech, headset on, no typing, /talking, /other forms of communication. Non-verbal communication. Okay. That's my notes.
That's my sign language theory.
Yeah, that's in the bin. How about this one? Breaks, at least 10 minutes between matches. 8 minutes between maps in best of 3s and best of 5s. And between map 3 and 4 of the best of 5 final, a 20-minute break. So there you go. Look,
Okay.
I've done my homework. I hope
Nicely
Mihao
done.
is listening right
He's
now.
proud of
and
you.
He's very happy with the fact that I, like not too many others, have actually read the rulebook.
There's about 4 of you in total. But we are nearly going underway. It looks like the game is starting. All 5 bums in seats. And Fist bumps up next.
This has been worse in the past. I'll just give everybody a bit of an anecdote from my past. Back in the day before we had, let's say, Steve Bot, I believe is what we use here, but we didn't have the tools of the same variation once upon a time. And when this would happen, we would have to quite literally go look at the scoreboard on HLTV and manually replay who killed who with what, so it would balance out.
Days, but it would take us 30 minutes to get back there.
Because first we'd have to have the discussion about what we were going to do, and then second, when we'd get there, you had to get and if you messed it up, you'd have to restart and you have to do it all again. So a much simpler method right here, right now. And well,
yeah, right.
ENCE get a chance to reflect on what they had.
Well, I don't know whether it's a reflection or it's also you have the opportunity to try a different flavor. They've already seen what you were going to throw in. He's gone for the HE to push fast suicide. You can see what that does to Monacy's scope. And he's going to go wide on this in pursuit. Oh, perfect catch on Spinks just before he disappeared into the guise of the smoke. It's Diha caught out. It's Jax with a double quickly. Maden in the sight, but only for a moment longer. And the round already concludes. That was a quick one.
I think ENCE might be asking, can we have that one again?
Kick the cable. Kick the cable.
Third time's the charm. But no, that one will stand in a one-round game. So we had a bit of a tumultuous time there, but I feel G2 are going to be extremely happy with how this has played out because the B rush has been dealt with, and now it looks like we're picking up where we left off, a scout and a couple of upgraded pistols.
You remember what I talked about after that 8-0 became not an 8-0. ENCE definitely had this in the palm of their hands. Admittedly, G2 just arriving a little late to the server, and it could get worse from here. Monacy, again with an opening. This is a good sign of life out of him. I mean,
it's a change of the times, isn't it?
It certainly is. Yeah, he's already kind of nullified the meek first half. He's right there, fragging with the boys now. Good damage as well. Thea catches some to the back.
Well, the guns will be coming out in the next, and it's hard to see how ENCE get into this. We'll stay on board with Diha here, who will have an opportunity, who was about to have an opportunity to wield the Deagle, but has been smoked off for now. Has about 20 seconds to sit on by and watch for any cheeky little pushes. Spinks and Snappi through the tunnels and Hades top mid, but it's hard to really see anything coming from a round like this. Hunter and Jax on the B bomb site look to be the next to be tested.
Just the two of them. The feet are planted by G2, so Jax, Hunter called upon, and already putting their names in the feed in quick succession. One back out of Diha. A tag as well for good measure, but we are all tied up. From 8-0, we go 12-12.
It's crazy how this game started as well, and I think this is one of those games where if you get G2 after the match and they win the series, you go, what happened on Dust2? Well, they'll be like, all right, yeah, well, Hades won the 1-on-3 and the other clutches, and we lost the first gun round, right? That's that conversation. But it was ENCE, phenomenal out the gates, and now G2 changing the tide, getting themselves back into this game, and wow, ENCE are forced to take their final timeout here. The last opportunity for Saw to at least force the 30-second chit-chat here. And that is likely because this gun round is about to come out. We just saw a MAC-10 rush B, followed by a light investment with some Deagles and a Scout, and those last two rounds feel like they've gone by in the blink of an eye.
It was funny as well when the admin restored the round. Spinks types into chat 9-6. Hey, just having a go, just seeing if the admin was asleep at the wheel. But yeah, we're up to 12-12 now, and let's see if there's a clear representation of what Saw has been using those 30 seconds for into this T start. Monacy's been finding some openings. Can he get a third opening in a row? That is our question. And that is our answer. Hades, just with a timing, an understanding, and a read, sends Hunter to the Shadow Realm. Nothing back immediately.
ENCE really need to convert a round like this. It has now been 5 consecutive rounds.
Oh, wow.
2 and wow, all right, yeah. Monacy's going to draw one back here. AWP on AWP action.
Just over the top of the smoke. Very well managed angles from Monacy. I like this from Snappi. Should get jiggled out by NiKo. NiKo, blind spot, blind spot. Knife out, knife out. Snappi, 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 blind now, spots him. Oh, NiKo, too wise to your crawl. Does take him down eventually, and the taps are back. NiKo with one, Alexi another. All onto Spinks now. NiKo just trying to finish his meal, but Spinks denies. No feast tonight. Monacy to close now. A one-on-one. Spinks with an immediate 1v3 goes 1v1. He's read it like a book. Modesty changes his mind. There's a lot of time. This is where those mind games start to arrive. You can watch the cross from here. This makes sense. Spinks thinking it through. A site might be his best bet. Modesty can arrive long should he desire. Even considering Spinks to have pushed all that way. It's been a long time, about 10-15 seconds since contact was last seen. And so the options now become very wide as to where he could be.
Bomb will go down here. Spinks has the opportunity to plant safe and will do so, but m0NESY hot in his tail.
Spinks worried about CT. Oh, big one out of m0NESY. Stops Spinks from clutching up for ENCE, and that was a must-win. Hades with an opener. G2 claw it back. And despite some Spinks heroics, m0NESY makes sure that they do convert.
It almost looked like a massive misplay from NiKo over towards the ramp, didn't it? Spinks with that insane double here, but it was NiKo there who was just inspecting his knife. He was just enjoying the craft that he was currently wielding right here. Hit a pretty nice tap as well, and leaving it up to Spinks to try and draw them back in. It's not enough for ENCE, but the plant at least keeps them in it with a purchase. So an explosive round does fall in the favor of G2, and that 5 in a row now becomes 6, and they're the ones looking to take this one home. Their map choice, Ancient up next, Nuke if we do need it. And this start from ENCE has been silenced.
Yeah, G2 in the lead for the first time this game. Will they extend it? It remains to be seen. Let's find out together.
Maden's gone quite aggressive, straight through the mid-door smoke here, walking into NiKo, who's once again caught off guard.
Walking in, Snappi again, just trying to find a timing. Good pre-fire, Jax adapts. Firing blind does catch Snappi, one back as well, well connected by maden. They know they've got one lone defender on this site, or they was. Hunter sees and learns firsthand what Spinks is capable of. We do see the plant go down.
He's gonna flash, Lexi's gonna go, I think.
This would be a very early contest. Yeah, straight in and down. m0NESY did deliver one. Does he really want to have a look in at this one? He's got $8,000. There's nothing to stop him having a look. See if anything spectacular can be salvaged by m0NESY. The first of the 3. Diha overextends, can't adjust in time, and they will double peak. You start to imagine, don't you, Chad?
You can't give him a second breath. If you give him a chance, if you give up your position and you do not finish this kid, there's a real opportunity, lightning fast at times. But that was massive from maden, right? That walked straight through mid, disrespecting the utility, and you can understand why NiKo gets caught off guard there, because we've seen him use that smoke, go lower, and then dance back through it in towards mid. So to brave it is a risk from maden, and risks were taken from ENCE across the map to get them around back, finally breaking the spree and forcing G2 into their second timeout. The cash is there for another buy. You said m0NESY had a lot, well, he's not the only one. The rest of G2 can all purchase in here, but no one has equipped a weapon just yet, allowing the coach Xtaz to finish the rousing speech to see if they can bring this one home.
Whew, reminder of the stakes as we find ourselves at the business end of this first map of this best of 3. One of these teams is going home, packing their bags head in hands at the end of this series.
Last place in the group stage. You'd be alongside Heroic, so at least you're in company that's quite high up in the rankings, but nobody's going to be happy with an extra week off sitting on a beach.
A pretty good spawn. Diha's thinking about it. Missed shot out of Hades. It's going to be Diha having a look-see.
He's out.
Head of the util. Alexi to receive him. Blind now. Support provided by m0NESY. Great counter flash. Immediate extinguish. Just so you can see this chess game of util as well as bullets. Tracer fire spotted. Dancing on a very fine tightrope now. Diha to try and nullify, and both connect. The long defense successful. G2 postured and poised for a 14th.
You said high-level chess game. Yeah, a lot went into the exchange of utility there. G2 just ready to take those fights. 3 players quickly scampering back down middle here. ENCE could still be explosive. If they smoke mid to B and they go fast, they'll just have to deal with Jax and Hunter over towards the B site. Spinks has picked up the AWP to try and facilitate this.
I told you Spinks can do it all. No slouch on the AWP either. Double smoke. Very diligent, but it doesn't matter. NiKo and Hunter, a deadly pairing, have handled the business that remained. 14 looms. It's just Snappi.
Jax here to complete the set, and it'll be a team ace in the favor of G2 to notch 14 on the board. But Snappi trying to hide in plain sight. Nobody poking and prodding in his direction just yet as Hunter walks through the door, gives up one. Position now noted and taking the fight towards CT. He should be dead to rights. We'll grab the second onto NiKo. Surely not more for Snappi. He attacks away and Jax is there. It will be the team ace, but very costly in the end from G2.
Yeah, I mean, that's a whole lot more than he probably bargained for there. Snappi forces 3 extra rebuys at the business end of this best of 3, or rather the first map of it. This is great from NiKo. I mean, they even bothered to do the double smoke. They know he likes to boost on the box to get vision over. Just doesn't matter. And m0NESY, a little frustrated at times. He hasn't always been able to manifest the greatness he's oh so capable of. 23 frags top of the table is Hunter. And Snappi taking a couple of pot shots. They were willing to have a fight.
Well, that's quizzical in itself. The fact that Snappi has the AWP and his glass cannon. So Hades has an AK right now. I'm not sure if they're going to chop and chain this one back and see how this round goes. It's Spinks and maden close doors. m0NESY's AWP is now noted.
I guess you can juggle rifles. If you lose one, you get Diha on the rifle, and someone else can, Hades can whip out the AWP, perhaps calculated in that respect.
You know what he's looking for there, feigning out the B presence. Jax will drop the smoke, but oof, cheeky from Jax there, giving away his aggression in the upper tunnels. It does allow them to start to piece together what this picture of the CT setup looks like, but all 5 Ts now congregating on catwalk just in time for NiKo to backpedal. U2 on the ramp here for m0NESY to start deploying, and a perfectly placed smoke will deny for now. So the pendulum swings in the favor of G2, but they're going to pop through.
m0NESY so blinded, they're already across, and NiKo not having any issues. It's him and m0NESY now shutting down this A attack. And just like that, they do evaporate. Hades just one constellation frag, but G2, they have not let up. They have not removed their foot from the throat of ENCE since the 4th round of this second half.
2 massive conversation points here. One, ENCE are going to feel like they've let this game go, a chance to be 1 up in an elimination match going into their map choice to get it done quick as you like. The other is G2's resilience. This event hasn't started great for them, but if they can bounce back and show that they're not out of games once they're down an 8-0 hole, this is going to be confidence for them going into, I don't want to say unfamiliar territory, but definitely not home turf of Ancient.
Yeah, less familiar, that's for sure. ENCE 2 opportunities, less than idyllic buy. It's been quite the silent period from them.
The tail end of these halves have had G2's name all over it.
They lost 8 of the last 9 rounds of play. ENCE have forgotten what victory tastes like. And now it's a necessity, 2 required. Touching distance for G2, a confident close. Out mid already. Fearful of NiKo.
I think they want to feign this to at least draw NiKo, but the bomb is here as well. So is this just a commit? Looks like it.
Yeah, and Hunter's going to be called upon. Oh, good on the first connection. maden with nothing to contribute, and it seems it's fallen apart. What is going on here? Spinks gone. And G2 looking to have recovered. Dust2, it's their pick. Ancient next, and one more body drop. G2 survive. Dust2, a great recovery. Down in the dumps in that first half, but they show some resilience this evening in the face of elimination. G2 leave Dust2 victorious. We're going to throw over to the interview and hear firsthand how that journey was on the first map from G2. Looks like Freya.
Thank you very much, Alex. I am indeed. Alexi, I'm just going to grab you for a couple of moments because I do want to talk about the bounce back that we saw coming into this Dust2.